Well, guys, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for tuning in. We always appreciate you guys. Today, we're taking a look at a buck that I shot last year, a buck that we call Antelope Buck Jr. And really, guys, where this started is in northwest Oklahoma, about probably a couple miles from the Kansas line up there, a place we've been hunting for a while. And if you remember, a buck that we called him the Antelope Buck, I think the previous year, and it was maybe, I don't remember exactly what year it was, but definitely a buck that we called the Antelope Buck, but we ended up kind of calling him the Snow Buck. Y'all probably saw it. We shot him in the snow out of a ladder stand. Great footage. Just a bluebird day. Maybe one of the best days Cole and I've had in a stand. I mean, I think we saw 24 bucks that day, just high pressure. But going into 2023 season up there, we really didn't have a buck. It wasn't a deal that I like, man, this farm's going to have this or that. And all of a sudden, we start putting stealth cameras out, and one of the first bucks we got on the alfalfa was a buck that we started calling the Antelope Buck. And the reason why is he looked exactly like that snow buck, that other Antelope Buck. I mean, he looked almost identical, guys, frame-wise and eye guards, but the only difference is this new Antelope Buck had fours. So he was a big 10. And, right off the bat, even as early as it was, I knew that I would probably shoot that deer. Fast forward from there, we're leaving Nebraska. We're on somewhat of a high. We were successful, and you guys know how that feels. We're heading back to Oklahoma, and CVA is still going to be in hand. We got the CVA, and we're coming into, obviously this farm where Antelope Buck is. We got the Wallahatchie. And we're pretty excited. I mean, there's a muley or two that we would shoot. There's another big typical we'd shoot. There's the Antelope Buck, definitely is at the top of the list. That we went to bed the night of the 19th, the day before my birthday, and I wake up the next morning, kind of had some ideas where I wanted to go, but I just narrowed it down that morning and thought, you know what? I want to go somewhere where it's thick. I want to be somewhere where it's thick. My thinking was just to be able to be in that area, no cameras around there, nothing, but just kind of in a transition. Crooked Creek was right in front of us, but it was thick. And I knew that, it might not be the greatest footage there, but it was the time that, I was just saying we had to get to kill mode. I mean, this was not easy. Some of the toughest hunting that we had ever in northwest Oklahoma. So again, just a hunch, a wind and an access, and we slipped in and climbed right up in that muddy that morning.
Alright guys, it is November 20th, my birthday, and I'm looking to shoot a birthday buck, of course. We're after a buck we call the Antelope Buck, and we had pictures of him back over here this morning. I don't think we're too far from him. We've already had a really good buck we had an encounter with right here. A buck we call the breeder buck. I don't know if the Antelope Buck's by himself or what, but I just feel like he could show up anytime. Right now we're just sitting on the river bottom, hoping he'll cruise by or a doe will bring him by. Front's blowing in. We definitely could kill him this morning. We just got to keep our eyes open. It's so hard to see him. Man, there's so much cover, and just the way the light is, man, it's so hard to see him. So I'm gonna get busy. Just keep hunting right here, because he could be right here, and we could just have a second to kill him.
As the hunt went on that morning, I actually had quite a bit of confidence that morning. I thought, with the dates lining up, we had a good cool morning. I thought, gosh, we could definitely get into something this morning. And as the morning went, we had some pretty good movement. We had some bucks cruising, and we're sitting there, and all of a sudden, Cole says, "Jeff, big buck right here." And then he says the words, "That's him." Well, immediately my mind went to the antelope buck, where he's looking at him. It's almost backwards the way we're setting up. You guys have been in blinds, I'm sure, before. It's chaos. Now we got 2 cameras, GoPros, chairs, all this stuff in this confined area that you got to move quietly. And so, we go to moving around, opening different windows, trying to shut and black out other windows and get turned. I ended up on my knees with the CVA out the window. Cole's got, working on things, getting cameras, make sure we're getting double, triple angles, and I see him, and sure enough, it's him. And he's 60, 70 yards, guys. But it is so thick, you cannot get a shot. There's no way. And I think this is around 9 something. I'm not positive what time it was, but we just watch him. And guys, I got the safety off. That's how much, I'm dead like this. And the intensity in this, to make sure you understand it, for the next hours go by, I'm thinking I'm fixing to shoot him. So the adrenaline is just, and maybe it'll come down a little bit because he lays down, and then all of a sudden he'll move his head, and then I start getting, and you just got to be so ready. And the one thing Cole and I knew, that he could exit to the east, actually a few different ways he could exit, and we would never see him again. And so think back, guys, what I've already said is we've never laid eyes on this deer ever. The only relationship we have with him is trail cameras. And right here, he's in our grass with a gun. He's 60, 70 yards. And now the minutes go by, the minutes turn into hours. And I'm on my knees. We're trying to get this done. Now, as we thought through it, as we're sitting there, the one scenario that I was hoping for was I knew this doe was laying in there. I couldn't see her, but I knew she was there. I knew he was locked down with her, and so I knew that a smell was going through the air, right? We knew a doe was in estrus, and I knew that would bring other bucks around, and that was my hope. Another buck would come from the right direction, and I knew the antelope buck, as soon as another buck come, he would get up to fend him off.
Well, the thing about it is, if we get down, we wouldn't even have a lane. We have the wind for sure, but there is no lane. I think this is a better play to stay. And if he does, I think we'll shoot him by the midday. If it was evening, I do think he's going to go the other way. But I think we stay here because I think he'll get up in the midday. Something will get him up, or sun or whatever. Oh, go right here. Buck right here. Buck going right to him. Probably get him up right there. Right here. To your right. Yeah. Yeah, it's probably get him up.
See him.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, there he is.
Oh, right there's the big buck getting up. The big buck's getting up.
Hang on.
I can kill him right there. I can kill him. You tell me I can kill him right there. He's down. Yep. Wasn't the best footage, but oh well. It's freaking intense. Oh, gosh, damn. I gotta thank God. And I'm gonna take a second and do it because we prayed even as this was happening. I prayed this morning, if it was pleasing to him, that we would kill and give him all the praise and glory. I prayed as the buck laid over there. I thank God for the opportunity that we even had him. And I prayed that we would get a good shot, and we did. Enough. We got a good enough shot. And the footage isn't great, but it was very intense, and who knows if I wouldn't have shot him if we'd have got a chance. What a blessing the Lord is. Oh gosh. It's my birthday. It's my birthday.
You guys know how many times we fail and how many times you fail as hunters, and I think that is what keeps us driving us. I mean, you know, it's just, we fail so many times, but you just keep going, and that's what we did here. And now we had a big old eye guard antelope buck on the ground, and definitely a birthday that is something I'll remember. Every time I look at that buck, and I'll remember that moment in time right there. That was so intense, but so gratifying in the end.
Well, guys, it is November 20th, and that is significant because 52 years ago, I was born at 8 something in the morning, and 52 years later, I shot a big old typical up here that I had actually just prayed to God this morning, said, Lord, if it will be pleasing to you, help Cole and I to get on the antelope buck this morning. And sure enough, we got on him in some of the thickest, nastiest cover that you can be in. And it was probably about 9:15ish when we spotted this buck, and he wasn't but 60 yards, locked down with the doe, but never could get a shot at him. I had the gun out the window many times this morning, and it was around 11:15 before we got him shot. And what happened, and we had a buck, because me and Cole talked about, would we get down and try to get to him, and we just decided, no, we are going to stick with what we're doing, and that's what we did. And a buck came and was cruising, smelt that hot doe, and got that buck up, and gave me just enough window to shoot him. What a blessing. Thank you, Lord. Thank you so much, Lord, for allowing us to do this and to shoot another good buck. And I just praise you, Lord. I don't know why, because I don't deserve any of it. And Cole and I, you know what? We just do what we do. And I just, man, forgive me for ever griping, not being content. But what a buck. I want to give the credit to this deer too. God created this deer. My target buck in northwest Oklahoma, and all I can say is praise the Lord. Thank my wife and Gracie for putting up with me being gone. Thanks Cole for just being right here with us. And you know, it isn't me, it's me and him. This is me and his buck. He's looked at this buck on trail camera as many times as I have, if not more. But just a great buck up here in northwest Oklahoma. I couldn't be happier.
Well, guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for your support always. We are going to start spitting these out more and more. Appreciate you guys, and make sure and subscribe wherever Cole's got that. And we'll see you in the next one.